Yeah, Kirk and Julie, we've been driving around all morning long, and we've been really noticing a lot of downed trees in the Kalamazoo Portage area. But I am on Applewood Street right here in Portage, where you can see behind me a tree has come crashing down on top of this home. I want to step aside to give you a live look right now. Now, as you can see, it's a very large tree, and it came crashing through the roof of this home. I did knock on the door to see if anyone was home today, but they weren't. And neighbors tell me it's so bad the family with a young child had to evacuate. But we do know that they are all thankfully okay. Neighbors say it hit just over their living room, and inside pieces of the home, including insulation, are scattered just everywhere. Bunting Jones lives right across the street and was starting to fear for his safety when the storm was hitting.
Not good. Not good for sure. You can see the stump of the trees out of the ground. I did not know the tree actually went inside the house until I spoke with them this morning. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good. A lot of damage. Thank God they're okay.
I just thought, oh no, it's another morning of picking up debris and leaves. Never dreaming that we're going to lose two huge hickories.
Yeah, these are those hickory trees right here. And as you can see, it's made it hard for this neighbor to really get in and out of his driveway. Now, we do also know that most of the neighbors in this neighborhood have lost their power. And they tell me it's been hard to stay cool because of how hot it's been. It's just kind of an unfortunate time that this incident had to happen. Of course, we will be tracking these storm damage all throughout the rest of the day. For now, I'm live in Portage, Autumn Pitcher, News Channel 3.
All right, thank you, Autumn. And we do want to continue our team coverage. Carter Landis is also in Portage this afternoon.
And Carter, you're near Winters Drive off Portage Road and Lovers Lane. What are you seeing there right now?
Yeah, Kirk, it's a lot of what you said. It's trees on power lines. It's a lot of down brush. We've seen trees completely uprooted. I want to show you what it looks like. This is the Winters neighborhood that's just on Winters Drive, just off of Portage Road. So I'm going to step out of the shot here, and I'll show you. If you look down this road, you can see one of those massive trees is super uprooted. You can see the power lines are significantly down, right down on top of some of these power lines here. You can see debris. Even farther down, it's more of the same. We drove through this neighborhood significantly. We drove through this neighborhood earlier, and we had to take a couple different ways to get around to these houses. And if you come with me this way, we spoke to the residents of this home earlier. This is Kilolo White's home. Two of her cars are both blocked in by this massive tree that is down, and we want to play you a little soundbite of what we heard from her earlier today.
There were houses where trees are on top of houses. Trees are completely uprooted. Trees in my front yard are completely uprooted. All the power lines are down. There's several power lines down.
And you'll hear more from Kilolo later this afternoon in our 5 and 6 shows, and more from more residents all throughout Portage. Live in Portage, Carter Landis, News Channel 3.
All right. Thank you, Carter. And, Carter did mention those power lines that are down. Consumers Energy says they expect to have power mostly restored to about 90% of their customers by midnight. We do have a live look at the Consumers Energy outage map. Right now, about 19,000 Consumers Energy customers don't have power. Some folks could get it back as soon as this afternoon, but other people might have to wait a little bit longer. Brian Wheeler from Consumers Energy says Kalamazoo County was really the bullseye of this storm, so they're bringing in workers from across Michigan.
It really was concentrated on this one geographic area. Kalamazoo County has seen the most damage from the storm, which really means all those resources that we put to work in a storm can really concentrate on the community. We're hoping that can speed up the restoration process, because we do know it's important to restore power so quickly on a day like this.
And we know, too, it wasn't just Kalamazoo County that got damaged. We have a video from Gobles. We want to show you some of what our crew was seeing overnight. Now, Gobles is over in Van Buren County, and Consumers Energy says about 1,000 of their customers there still don't have power.
And Gobles not the only spot in Van Buren County receiving damage overnight. Take a look.
Holy crap! There goes the trampoline. Goodbye.
That video taken last night in Bloomingdale from Jeremiah Ashbrook. The strong winds taking his trampoline away. You saw that. Michigan Indiana Power reporting multiple outages near Bloomingdale this afternoon and more than 1,000 customers without power in total.
And we will take a live look over downtown Kalamazoo this afternoon. It is just after 12 here, and we know a lot of crews and a lot of people are just starting their cleanup efforts, and they have to do that in some extremely high temperatures. Meteorologist Colin Rogers is keeping an eye on things for us. And Colin, it's going to be hot out there today.
Yeah, Julie, the good news is it's dry. The bad news is it's going to be toasty out there. Temperatures climb up into the middle 90s, but it's going to feel even warmer when you factor in that humidity. Here's a look at all the storm reports: heavy rain, gusty winds, damaging winds reports that we've had over the last 24 hours from those storms that rolled through yesterday evening, last night, and early this morning. Let's zoom in here on a few. We had a 76 mile per hour wind gust report at the Kalamazoo Battle Creek International Airport. Now, there could be some higher wind gust reports, but that weather station actually measured a 76 mile per hour wind gust, which is some pretty impressive winds as those storms push through. Also hearing about several trees down in St. Joseph County. And in fact, people were colliding with the trees with their vehicles. That resulted in 2 injuries. So just be careful as crews continue to cut up those trees and get them out of the roadway. Now, those 2 instances in Portage, Kalamazoo, and also down in St. Joseph County were likely straight line winds. And you might be thinking, what's the difference between a tornado and straight line damaging winds? Well, a tornado, the debris is laid down in all different directions as that air is swirling around. With straight line winds, all the debris is laying down in the same direction. Damage can be just as bad in straight line damaging winds, microburst, downbursts, than they can be in tornadoes. Now, the National Weather Service will be out in Van Buren County surveying for a potential tornado in the Gobles area. Right now, though, all is quiet. Lots of sunshine, temperatures mid to upper 80s, and then we're warming up fast. A heat advisory is in effect now through 8 p.m. Friday. So this is a long duration event where we're dealing with high heat and heat indices as high as 100 degrees each afternoon. So we're recommending taking breaks, staying air conditioned, and also hydrating as well is going to be key. We could see a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms throughout the late afternoon and the evening hours. Most of us stay dry. It's just going to be hot out there. When we'll see a relief from the heat, those details coming your way in just a few.
All right, thank you, Colin. This latest round of storm damage hit a West Michigan community still trying to recover from last month's tornado. An EF2 tornado hit Portage on May 7th. Now there's even more storm damage in the city from this latest round of severe weather. Joining us live in studio is Portage Mayor Patricia Randall. And Mayor, let's talk, because you just left City Hall. You had a briefing. You've got some new information. I mean, there was a lot going on when this happened last night. Fires, rescues. Run us through what you know.
We are still in the process of doing our assessments. The light of day makes it easier than in the middle of the night. I want to start with there were no serious injuries. So again, we are thankful for that. Portage is a resilient community, and we will rebound from this as well. We had 2 structure fires last night. We had 4 technical rescues, which means people needed help getting out of their homes. We have 16 non-working intersections with traffic lights and some down mass. Again, we are working with generators. We are hopeful that consumers will restore these as soon as possible. I know they have crews in from the state that are focusing in on the city of Portage. We are offering a cooling shelter at our Zang Portage Community Senior Center, both today and tomorrow until 8 o'clock. We are supposed to be closed on Juneteenth, but if we have to be open, we certainly will to meet the needs of our citizens. So local government is working. Our crews came in, both public safety and our road crews, at midnight last night, 40 days after we did it before. So we know how to do this. We still have some local roads closed due to excessive rain and limbs, but we're working on that.
Well, I know, I mean, this hit a frighteningly too similar path of the tornado. I mean, as we start to see in daylight, it was very close to some similar areas. You were speaking to West Michigan Congressman Bill Heisinger's office about trying to get federal dollars for that. I mean, there's a lot going on. Can you speak to the psychology for city residents right now? That to be saying, what did we do? I mean, it keeps coming fast and furious. It's going to take some counseling, I think, on some level to get through some of this.
Well, I'm certainly not qualified to do that, but I know City Hall's phones have been ringing off the hook. People just want reassurance, and that's what we are there for. You know, our fires, our tornado sirens did go off. Our warning alerts went out. The most important thing is that there were no lives that were lost, and that, you know, the things that we can do to put in place to make sure that our infrastructure is back up and running are well in place. We are picking up natural waste debris again starting early July, so it gives people a couple weeks to get all their brush back down to the curb. Patience at our intersections until they are up working again. But we are ready and able and willing to do what it takes to get Portage back on its feet.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. 16 intersections, though, still around the city not working right. You'll notice that when you're driving around, so be careful. And also early July, when the next round of debris will start off from this latest storm. Portage Mayor Patricia Randall, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And remember, folks, you can help us tell the weather story today. You can send us some of the damage you're dealing with. You can do that at WWMT.com and click on Chime In to upload your pictures. You can also do that through the News Channel 3 app. That really helps us put the picture together of what you're seeing this afternoon. Well, it is 12:11 right now, and Israel's military says they'll pause their offensive in Gaza every day. We'll have more on why and more on the changes we've just learned about.
A heat advisory is in effect this afternoon for heat indices as high as 100 degrees. How long will this heat last? I'll have those details coming up when we return.
That's right, Kenny Chesney, plus Chip and Joanna Gaines. And we're making sliders.